Hi, I'm Jacqueline Rinksmeyer with the Greater Medina Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Jared Fry, General Manager of Medina TV and Public Information Officer for the City of Medina.
We are pleased to partner with Medina TV with Jared Fry and Matt Tomick to bring you this Candidates Forum. Candidates in contested races were invited to participate.
The views expressed by the candidates during these candidate forums are not those necessarily of Medina TV or the Greater Medina Chamber of Commerce.
The goal of the Candidates Forum is to educate and inform, but you need to take the next step. Vote early at the Board of Elections or in person on November 4th. Thank you for taking the time to be an educated voter. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the 2025 Candidates Forum.
Joining us now in studio is Aaron Hare, candidate for Medina City School Board of Education. And Aaron, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, great to see you again.
Yeah, great to see you too. First, just for those people that may not know you, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So again, Aaron Hare. I have lived in Medina since 2018. So that's what, 7-8 years, something like that. I am married. My wife, Taylor, is actually an educator at a different school district. She actually works for Akron Public Schools. She's had a variety of roles there, in and out of the classroom. I have a daughter, Brinley, who's actually a senior here at MHS, which, you know, sad. And then a son, Brady, who's a 6th grader at Claggett.
Great. And just I guess it's always great when I hear that people put their hat in the political arena and decide to run for office. What was the driving force to make you run for school board?
Yeah, so similar to before, you know, I had ran, I had gotten very involved in Medina Youth Lacrosse and decided to get more and more involved in that and actually, ran for a board position there where the parents vote for you and elect you. I was eventually president of Medina Youth Lacrosse for 3 years. And through that, I got to work with, a wide variety of community members, school members, and really just got to see what can happen when we all work together and put something together. One of the big things we did every year was a lacrosse tournament where something like 100 teams would come to Medina, and that required a lot of movement of pieces and collaborating, and again, it was just exciting to see what you could do when we all work together. And I wanted to take that a step further and run for school board. I'm also on the school finance committee, so I should say I did that before running for school board, and I'm still doing that. But school board obviously would be the next step of taking that further. Mm-hmm.
Now I know everyone thinks of the real definition of the school board, and that's the hiring and firing of the treasurer and also the superintendent. Sure. But besides the true definition, what do you feel the definition of being a school member is?
Well, I think first and foremost, you're the conduit to the community. It's the voters that elect you and send you there, and you're really just there representing them. So bringing their views and positions to the table, I think, is first and foremost. Beyond that, it's advocating for the students for me, and then just setting a general policy. But yeah, and then the obvious, the hiring and firing of a superintendent or treasurer.
Yeah. And now, of course, we head into the topics that are hitting the schools right now, and one of those is school funding, whether down at the state level. And right now, what are your thoughts in regards to school funding?
Yeah, well, that's a very loaded question, right? Obviously, it is the #1 issue facing, public schools in Ohio, and Medina is no different. We've seen the share of funding from the state continually get cut, and it's really just kind of a shell game of moving those funds and taxes from the state level to the local level. But I think we've all reached kind of the breaking point on local property taxes. So. The reality is unless the state begins to kick in more funding, this is the budget we're going to have to live with. Inflation aside, we're going to have to live with this budget. The best thing at the state level, the state cuts were likely going to be even deeper than they were, but, enough residents called their representatives and pushed back and got that, reduced some. But again, absent them providing more funding, this is what we're looking at.
And of course, you talk about that funding, and another way the state looks to hand things down is those unfunded mandates. And what are your thoughts in regards to those?
Yeah, well, my thoughts are that's, for lack of a better term, not right, but it's the reality. And it's likely not going to change. Things like, pre-K is a large unfunded mandate. but they're here to stay, and we just have to absorb those into the budget.
Again, speaking with Aaron Hare, the candidate for Medina City School Board of Education. And then Aaron, of course, the school board's made up of 5 members, and there'll be topics or issues that may arise that not necessarily all 5 members agree. What are your thoughts or ways that you look to resolve that and come to a consensus, or is it just sometimes it's okay to disagree?
I actually think it's great to disagree. I think that's how you get the best solutions. I think it's that debate and discourse that actually, again, brings about the best solutions. And I think the community wants to see that. The community wants to see differing opinions. There's a lot of community members who have opinions, but they're also, looking for guidance as to which direction their opinion should go. And so I think that debate and discourse is healthy. And I think we should have that in the public eye at school board meetings as much as we possibly can. Obviously, there's issues that you have to do behind closed doors, but I'd like to see more and more topics discussed in front of the public.
And then, if elected into office, what's one of the first projects you'd like to take on?
Yeah, well, I don't really think that I should go there having projects that I want to take on. Again, I'm there to represent the community. So really what I would want to do first is listen to what the community wants their projects to be, and then try and represent that. I'm always going to be there advocating for the students, and but beyond that, I don't think I should go there having projects, pet projects.
Okay, I'll rephrase. Is there something you'd like to accomplish while you're on the school board?
Well, I want to leave it in a better place than I started. I do think there's some things that need done around buildings. Obviously, we're not going to build a new Claggett. The funding's just not there for it. But we do need to do some renovating and updating there, and find the best cost-effective way to do that.
Mm-hmm. And again, speaking with Aaron Hare, candidate for Medina City School Board of Education. And Aaron, if elected and you do your 4-year term and look back upon it, how would you deem it a success?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I think, and it's early to say whether I would run again or not, but I think the best determination of success is if there's people asking you to run again, to stay on the board. If everybody's ready for a change, then you've probably done something wrong. So I think I would let the polling, for lack of a better term, determine that.
Great. Now, you've done a great job of answering my questions I've had for you for this forum, but I want to make sure I give you the opportunity. If there's something I haven't touched on, or if you'd like to speak to the voters directly, I want to give you that opportunity. So right now, the floor is yours.
Okay. So a big part of what a school board does is around budget. And I consider myself to be pretty fiscally conservative. I'm a business person. I have about 25 employees that are in my org. I deal with a multi-million-dollar budget, and as the company grows, you can't just throw more headcount at it. You have to find efficiency, and you have to stretch that budget. And I think having someone on the board with a business mentality and a business mind would be very beneficial to the board and to the public.
Great. Again, that's Aaron Hare, candidate for Medina City School Board of Education. And Aaron, as I mentioned earlier, I appreciate you putting your hat in the political arena, and that's always a great and courageous thing to do. And I also want to wish you the best of luck this November.
Thank you, sir.